territory. Take it from, let's say, Darwin theory. We all were created. You can mix the Bible in there. We all were created. As we are created, we all are individual people living in a space of land as individual people. As we gather and start to concentrate from one, let's say Uncle Jade is there by himself, Titus is there, Zet is there, and everyone else is there. As Uncle Jade meets Auntie Jenny, Auntie Jenny comes with her natural rights, Uncle Jade comes with his natural rights. They gather together, they form a union. That becomes what you call a family. They have their set rules, their territory that they protect. They judge upon invaders, and Uncle Jade turns around and puts punishment on whoever comes into their to his territory. Same as Titus, same as everyone else. As the nucleus grows, it moves from an individual to a family to a clan to a tribe to a, you understand what I'm saying? It grows, yeah, all the way, let's say, to a very large group of people. This is before a nation is formed. As we do that, we still have the natural rights. We judge upon ourselves. But that creates confusion, because Uncle Jade will have his own rules that we have to abide by. Titus will have his own, that we have his own, with his group of people, and everyone will have their own. So we end up with so many different rules. So what we did as human beings is then we came together and we took our individual natural rights and we released them to the collective right. Yeah, the power. And we state now that we are going to establish this thing that is called the Constitution. This is why it's supreme than any other law, whereby each person contributes or releases their own individual rights into the pot. So puts their own individual rights into the pot. That is called the Constitution before it's called the Constitution. As we do that, we start to establish institutions. Before Uncle Jade would sit and become police to his little territory, a judiciary to his little territory, and all these other things. And collectively, we start to establish these things. This is why the voice of the people becomes the voice of God. We start to establish institutions. As we are establishing institutions, what we say with our mouth is materialized. Yeah, like God speaks, let it be light, and light is there. With us, we say, let us have government. And as government, we require 3 arms of government: executive, judiciary, legislature. And that is established. And as individual people, we start to feed into those entities. This is why the Constitution turns around and says, the previous one before this amendment is put in, that the power of the president is derived from the people. The power of the judiciary is derived from the people. What are they establishing? they are acknowledging the birth of an entity that is God. Yeah? That is the people. So that means everything comes underneath, is born from this thing that they've contributed their own individual natural rights to create this thing that now they are going to turn around and abide by. This is why a single policeman with the authority of the police service can stop a bus full of 100 people, because the 100 people have agreed that rather than being police themselves, they have acknowledged to establish this entity, and then this entity now can come in wearing the uniform, an individual person, and stop a bus and tell the people in the bus to come off, and the people in the bus can come off, acknowledging the authority that they gave this thing that Titus now wears a uniform and is able to give authority. And then it creates order. Now, Section 328 establishes basic structure by doing what? By pointing out that the Constitution itself can be amended. This is what the people have said. Can be amended by the parliament and the House of Senate in combination with the president. So you can amend the Constitution of Zimbabwe through that process. We have said that as people. And then we have turned around and said something very special that we have to acknowledge. I think that's where we miss every single time to understand. We have 3 sections of the Constitution that are very unique, whereby they could not be amended in that process alone, whereby the cabinet will put a bill on, the parliament would put the 90 days consultation, the parliament would therefore debate the bill, the parliament would therefore vote on the bill, and if the bill passes, the president assigns it, and that's it. Yeah, that's one part of the Constitution, and that one part of the Constitution is over 98% of the whole Constitution. There are 3 parts of the Constitution where that process does not exist. That is found in Section 328. Section 328 tells you and every Zimbabwean on how to amend the Constitution of Zimbabwe according to the Zimbabwean people. The 3 parts, so I've described the first part where you can amend over 90-something% of the Constitution through the basic part. And then there's a second part that is harder. Yeah, we make it harder for who? We have to understand that. For who? For the parliament and the president to amend the Constitution. Yeah. So the first part, the only hard bit becomes when you're comparing the amendment of an act to the amendment of the Constitution. The Constitution then requires 2/3 amendment. That's the hard part on level 1 that I talked about. That is basic. Level 2 becomes a little bit harder, because level 2 deals now with chapter 4, that is our rights of the Zimbabwean people, and land. What do we say to that according to our Constitution? We said that this one you can amend using the basic method. That means bill, consultation, parliamentary debates, 2/3 majority. And we added another lock. We have to understand the locks so we can understand the importance. Same as you do when you are safeguarding important things in your house. You can put things in the drawer. Some other important things, you put them in a safe. The basic constitutional amendment of the 90-something% is in the drawer. And then there is a safe. That means now we have to put something in and lock it more than anything else. That is section 4 or chapter 4. And
today, attention is once again turning to developments inside ZANU PF after reports and speculation began circulating about Obert Mpofu's political future. At the time of this report, there has been no official confirmation that President Emmerson Mnangagwa has fired Obert Mpofu. However, the discussion has sparked fresh interest in the direction of the ruling party and what could happen next. As the story continues to develop, many people are asking what these reports could mean for the future of ZANU PF. Obert Mpofu has remained one of the party's well-known figures for many years, serving in different senior positions and playing an important role in Zimbabwean politics. If you enjoy clear and balanced news updates like this, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future reports. Recent changes within ZANU PF have already shown that the party is going through an important period. Leadership decisions, internal restructuring, and preparations for the future have continued to attract public attention. Political observers say every major appointment or reassignment is closely watched because it may reveal how the party is preparing for upcoming challenges. Supporters of the government believe the party is simply strengthening its leadership and improving how it operates. Others believe the recent changes could influence future political decisions. At this stage, these remain different opinions, and it is important to wait for official announcements before reaching conclusions. For now, Zimbabweans will continue watching closely to see whether new statements are released by party officials and whether there will be further changes in the coming days. Until then, the focus remains on verified information and official communication. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay with us, because we will continue bringing you updates as more confirmed information becomes available. As the political story continues to attract attention, one thing remains clear. Every major development inside ZANU PF is closely watched because it can influence the country's political direction. Party members, supporters, and ordinary citizens are all paying attention to see whether there will be further announcements from the leadership. One important point to remember is that politics often changes very quickly. A statement made today can be followed by another update tomorrow. That is why it is always wise to wait for official communication before treating any major political claim as confirmed. If you are enjoying this report, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Your support helps us continue bringing you balanced and easy to understand news updates. Obert Mpofu has spent many years in Zimbabwean politics and has held several important positions over time. Because of his long political career, any discussion about his role naturally attracts public attention. Many people are interested in whether experienced leaders will continue serving in the same positions or whether the party will introduce new faces into key offices. Political analysts often explain that leadership changes can happen for different reasons. Sometimes they are part of a normal restructuring process. Sometimes they are aimed at preparing for future elections or improving how the party operates. In other situations, They may simply reflect a decision to assign experienced members to different responsibilities. Whatever the reason may be, every major political party occasionally reviews its leadership structure. This is not unique to Zimbabwe. Around the world, parties regularly appoint new officials, move leaders into different positions, and adjust responsibilities based on their long-term plans. Many Zimbabweans are also paying attention to issues beyond party politics. People continue discussing the economy, job opportunities, business growth, agriculture, education, healthcare, and infrastructure. These are the issues that affect everyday life, and many citizens hope political leaders will continue focusing on practical solutions that improve living standards. As events unfold, journalists and news organizations will continue verifying information before reporting it. That process is important because accurate information helps the public understand what is happening without creating unnecessary confusion. Thank you once again for watching. If you appreciate news presented in clear and simple English, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Your support encourages us to keep producing quality content. Stay with us because we will continue following official developments and provide updates whenever there is verified information worth sharing.